Hello everybody, I'm KC, and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk About. Today, let's talk about the latest episode of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. What about Discord? A Discord episode. Ever since Discord was reformed, episodes with him in a prominent role tend to have a split-in-half opinion among the fandom. Now, I'll get to how I feel about Discord's reformation as a whole in a future video, but for now I'll say that I really like that Discord is now a recurring character and a real friend of the main six. I always look forward to his episodes, and this one was no exception. While Twilight was locked away in her castle for the weekend, the rest of the girls had the best weekend ever with Discord. Now Twilight is trying to figure out how they could have had such a wonderful time with Discord. I'm not sure how many people know this, since I'm not sure how well known this movie is, but this episode is loosely based on a 90s comedy called What About Bob, starring Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss. It's a fun movie, but if you're familiar with it, you know that this is hardly a direct retelling of the story in the pony world. But that doesn't mean they didn't draw some inspiration. Like with this outfit Discord has on towards the end. Look, he's even got Gil and everything. That's attention to detail. But that's what you'd expect from an appearance by Discord. Like most of Discord's appearances, this episode is filled with reference humor, with some very funny impressions of the main six thrown in, which is something I know some people don't care for, and that's fine. But I love the jokes in this episode, even the reference ones. Surprisingly though, the best reference joke for me didn't come from Discord, it came from Pinky. Not only was that an awesome visual joke to Back to the Future, but if you listen closely for a couple of seconds, they actually play a sound-alike of the Back to the Future theme. That made this one of the best jokes of the season for me. So if this episode isn't an exact retelling of the movie What About Bob, what does it have to do with the movie? Well, that's more credited towards the attitude of the characters in this episode. You see, in What About Bob, Richard Dreyfuss' character is a psychiatrist who's trying to get rid of a clingy patient named Bob, played by Bill Murray. As the movie goes on, Dreyfuss' family really gets attached to Bob and thinks he's a really fun guy, which drives his character nuts. Literally. Twilight is acting more rational than her counterpart character, at first only trying to find out why her friends had so much fun for scientific purposes. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, Twi. Wait, what's that? In the bush. Huh. That main style looks awfully familiar. Maybe it's... whatever. It's probably not important. Sorry for that little distraction there. Let's get back to the episode. Eventually, the paranoid corner of Twilight's brain assumes that her friends were put under a spell by Discord. Now, the reason I mentioned what happens in What About Bob was because towards the third act of this episode, I was expecting Twilight to go nuts like Dreyfuss did. You know, go all Lesson Zero on us. But even though it didn't go that far, I really liked the direction they did take. After getting a potion from... Zecora? Man, how long has it been since we've seen her? What? She hasn't had a line since Philly Vanilli? Wow, that's a lot longer than I thought it was. But anyway, Twilight gets a potion that will break the spell she thinks her friends are under. Like I said, this is hardly Lesson Zero, but the way she's speaking and phrasing herself with a mix of sympathy and accusation is a whole different kind of unsettling. Credit to Tara Strong here, she delivers a great performance, not just in this scene, but in the moment when Twilight finally breaks down and admits that she feels bad about being left out, something she wasn't even willing to admit to herself until now. Even though it's not the way I thought they were going to go, I like the moral, that it's okay to have negative feelings as long as you acknowledge them. Some people think that just having bad feelings makes you a bad person, but everyone gets feelings like that once in a while. Once you realize that you do feel bad, you can move on from it. Even if Discord may have gone a bit too far in teaching Twilight this lesson, he does get his comeuppance by being left out of an inside joke. And he's not a hypocrite, because he acknowledges that he feels bad about being left out. Look at him, he's come so far. Overall, I thought this episode was a lot of fun. As far as Discord appearances go, I personally preferred his last episode, but he was still a lot of fun to watch, and I like that he was really trying to teach Twilight something in his own chaotic way. It was also a great Twilight episode that shows just how seriously she takes her position as the Princess of Friendship. Again, the previous episode focusing on her was better, though it's really hard to compete with the Mending Fences. It was funny, enjoyable, and had a good message. Here's hoping for more Discord adventures with the girls in the future. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.